Hey folks, Chris Crazyhouse here again on Thursday night, drawing my butt off. Tonight I'm going to be doing an original character called KEISHA-RAI the Digital Samurai. And first, just let me say that the inspiration for this character, it came from me watching a lot of those shows like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, and in going down the rabbit hole of watching those shows straight from Japan, I didn't realize just how many different versions of those shows were and how many different incarnations and how many years a lot of these shows have been going on. It's a big genre in Japan, just like anime is. So if you've ever watched any of those shows, you might be more familiar with them as the Mask Rider or Power Rangers here, and the different versions of Power Rangers that they've had and shown here in the States. But I've been watching a lot of the ones that are straight from Japan, and to me, those shows just seem a little bit more interesting. The character development is a lot better. It's not so juvenile, I would say, in Japan. Like sometimes the things actually do get violent. Characters die, and you get to see character development over the course of the show that's a lot different than you would see here in the States. And that's why I appreciate watching the Japanese versions of those types of shows. So that was the inspiration for coming up with this type of character. But obviously, I'm going to make her a black female, and that's where the basis of this design is going to come from. Also, this is probably going to be a two-part video. So what you'll see here this week is me conceptualizing the character, and I will draw her traditionally with pencil, ink, and just some markers. And then next week, I will do a digital version of the character in more of an action type sequence where I'll draw it in pencil first and then ink it, and then I will color it in digitally, and maybe even do a little bit of typesetting to create a logo for the character as well. So this will be my first draw my butt off two-part episode ever on my Chris Crazyhouse channel. So stay tuned for that here, folks, and we shall get started with the design of this character. As far as the body type of this character, I was thinking of, if anyone remembers Sheila Lewis, she was one of the dancers on Soul Train back in the 80s. You would have to be a certain age to even remember who she is. But I just always thought her visual was very striking. I always liked that silhouette of hers, because she wasn't really tall, but she kind of came off that way because she was extremely skinny, almost like a beanpole, but her hair was humongous. Like her hair sometimes almost looked like it was like the same size as she was. So that's kind of where the inspiration for the body type of this KEISHA-RAI character came from. And I was kind of trying to fit into that mold there. So that's what we'll be doing tonight on this episode of Drawing My Butt Off. I hope you guys stick around. If you would like to ask me any questions, as always, you can do so in the live chat, or you can ask me in the comments section. And if not, if you just want to hang back, watch me draw and create this character, we will do that as well. And you can see right here, this is where I was just trying to figure out what colors the character was going to be earlier when I was kind of coming up with this concept. So this gave me a basis for how I was going to color the finished piece later on. So that's what we're going to do tonight, folks. I hope you'll stick with me. And as always, make sure you subscribe to this channel for videos like this, as well as my other art animation videos and my commentaries. So we'll get started. I'll hit that intro and we'll get right into doing the pencils for KEISHA-RAI. Let's go. Okay, folks, so you've seen that I have done the drawing, the basic inking, as well as the skin tones and the hair for my KEISHA-RAI character. So that's what we got so far. And afterwards, after this little interlude, I will be doing her clothing colors and her armor and also her sword. And then I'll probably color a little bit in the background and then refine the inks for this character. So glad you've stayed with me so far, and if you want to support this channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to support this channel financially, make sure you go to my online store, the Chris Crazyhouse store. The links will be in the description as well as the comment section. And at my store, I sell naturally cute coloring books. I sell my comic books, my graphic novels, and posters and stickers that you can buy exclusively from me. Also, if you'd like to support this channel, go ahead and become a Patreon of Chris Crazyhouse. And on the Patreon, you can receive original clip art as well as original coloring pages that you can download and color yourself, or give as coloring pages to young people. Or you can also receive you can also receive digital downloads of artwork that you can put onto the backgrounds of your laptop, desktop, as well as your mobile devices. So all that original artwork will be given to you on my Patreon, $5 a month, not bad price at all. And those are ways that you can support this channel, Chris Crazyhouse, and I would very much appreciate it. So once again, all the links will be in the description, and as always, I will be playing a quick ad for my brand new coloring book, Naturally Cute Fantasy, which is on sale both on Amazon and my online store. All links will be in the description. You can enjoy the Naturally Cute Fantasy coloring book. It has black women with their natural hair featured in different fantasy settings like high fantasy, cyberpunk, steampunk, superheroes, fairy tales, mermaids, princesses, and all in between. So I think you guys will very much enjoy that coloring book as well. It's available on Amazon and my online store. So I'll be playing a quick ad for Naturally Cute Fantasy, and then we will jump right back into the coloring of KEISHA-RAI the Digital Samurai. Let's go.
like no other, 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 like no other. Like no other, like no other.
So here it is, everyone, the final version of KEISHA-RAI the Digital Samurai. As you can see, she is a character inspired by Japanese action superhero shows like Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, which you guys know here as Mask Rider and Power Rangers. And, you know, she has her digital light sword. She has the very cool armor and costume that you would see in these types of popular shows, and she's got the big flowing red natural hair. So this is the final version of the character design. Like I said before, this is going to be a two-part video. So right here you've seen me kind of conceptualize things in a traditional manner, and next week I will be doing a digital version of this character. So with the digital, I'll probably be able to add a lot more effects with the armor and the light sword and everything else. And she'll be in a more action-oriented setting. I'm going to have her actually fighting a monster. I've already kind of thumbnailed it out and conceptualized what I'm going to do there. So I'm very much looking forward to doing that. And I think that one will be lots and lots of fun, especially, and I think you guys want to be here for that, especially if you like this character as I've done it so far. So once again, folks, thank you for being here. I always appreciate you, and I hope to see you here next Thursday when I'm drawing my butt off. As always, if you want to support this channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and share my videos. And also, if you want to support the channel financially, you can always go to my online store, or you can support me by becoming a Patreon of Chris Crazyhouse. All the links will be in the description box as well as the comments section. So thanks a lot, folks. I appreciate having you here. Let me know what you think about the character in the comments section, and we will be back next week with more of this character. And like I said, I will draw her in a digital format and get the full effect with an action sequence. So thanks again, folks. I appreciate you. Hope to see you here next week. Anyway, Chris Crazyhouse signing out. Peace.